show.
We're gonna need a new intro song.
I will. Yes, that is true. That is true. Dear spirits, this program is intended for a more hallowed haven. For all the young ghouls at home, please be advised. Hello, I'm your spacefaring dungeon master, Jericho Dizon, and I have a player. Thank you, audience that I totally paid to be here. Yep.
It's not gonna stop. Okay. Just gotta get used to it now.
All right. I have a player in the stars.
Hi, my name is Paul Zachariah. I'll be playing a character for you today.
And then I have a player
With some bars.
in the cosmos.
Hey, my name's David Kessler, and I'm here to play some Dungeons and Dragons in a major way.
And he's standing, he's adjusting.
Well,
and he's
the
looking.
camera. He's adjusting the camera.
He's adjusting. Good. And together, we would like to welcome you back to the fun show where we're making it up as we go. That's the fun show. This show is brought to you by special viewers like you. Cass, thank you. Now,
Thanks for
you're
the coffee.
probably wondering, wow, Jericho is not playing, but he's sitting behind the Dungeon Master's seat. And you're like, but why? Well, dear spirits, at the end of season 1 of Odyssey by Lightning, we couldn't just leave you hanging, leaving you in the dark. We had to pick it up. And I have decided to answer the call, the Dungeon Master call, as we take you to a different time. Same events, similar timelines, and I'm going to read something that I prepared. We find ourselves in a time where the world was barren, war-torn, ravaged by outside forces. What were they? Why did they? Well, it doesn't matter now. Archaic scarred buildings, monoliths of gone gods, the world has been sucked dry. What of man? Well, this is where Jericho looks up something else he wrote.
Gone Girls.
Gone Girls? Ooh.
Anagon Jin Walker.
Yep.
Skynobi Quijin.
Skynobi Quijin. Oh boy. I'm trying to find it. What the heck? I wrote something somewhere. I swear.
I believe you. It happens.
I know. It does happen. I'm like, really? Am I really just
It can happen to you. It can happen
It
to
happens.
me. It can happen to anyone eventually.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so this is getting cut.
This is getting cut hard.
I mean, this is live, but
This
you
is
know,
this is
hey,
also live.
That's very true. Just to
the spirits,
acknowledge our
if
spiritual.
you're
I
here,
do-
I would like to point you to our TikTok, our Discord, and maybe our Twitter and Instagram. We're going to start uploading on Instagram a little bit more, hopefully in the future. That's really up to me. So hold me accountable. Yell at me.
What of man?
Oh, he's ready.
As the impending doom seemed nearer and nearer, man looked to only where they could dream of, the stars. Planets had been discovered, ships had been made, technology making leaps and bounds. They fled the world that gave them so much. Those that were left deformed in their most primal. Warlords and marauders, horrendous cults trying to bring the end of everything. Those that would take and take and take until there was no more left to give. They too had passed. Only then was the world beginning to heal itself. It had been ages since the Age of Heroes. The Council of Theros has achieved an unprecedented era of peace. In doing so, granting unimaginable advances to magic, thanks to the mass production of tech stones originally forged by Mumra ages ago. Inhabitants of Theros had now fled, moving to the night sky. And that's where we find you, not in the stars, but in the ground. Hello? Hello? Oh, wake up! Wake up! You there, broad-shouldered. You are very heavy. You are very, very heavy to carry.
Oh, that is rude. That is rude.
David, would you like to describe your character?
A sort of a greenish half orc with long muddy hair, very unkempt mane almost. Opens his eye, wakes up, and surveys the scene. Does he have his equipment on
Yes,
him?
he has his starting gear.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's does have like a full set of battle armor on, with different hues of like more gold and black, and a like a furry end of sentence. No, a furry cape that goes down. That's got it's red. It's like a dark maroon. You know.
I'm so
Burgundy.
sorry to break it to you, but unfortunately, you died. It's been a while since you've been last awake. What do you last remember?
Not good stuff. There's
Okay.
like
Not
an
good
explosion and
Explosion. Okay.
sand and
Mhm.
and
Mm.
gosh, all my friends were there. You said I died.
Yes, you died a while ago. I hate to break it to you, but that time is past. As you see, first off, hello, and what you see is a floating homunculus servant with what is essentially a glowing eye as it follows you around. It flutters and moves as its mechanical shapings tend to whir around as it floats around, leaving a tiny trail of starlight as it moves. I hate to break it to you, but you did die, and I'm resurrecting you though, so you're not dead now. I'm so sorry. My name is Lumos. I have been gifted from what it seems to be the last call of heroes to find them and resurrect them, I guess. You see, how do you know of space travel?
What?
Okay, so you do not know space travel. Everyone has unfortunately fled this earth. And when evil came to arise to take over Theros, no one answered. So that leaves us to here. I think you and me and one more person. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I've also been resurrected, but I'm normally used to a body, but I was given this and just like
That's rough, buddy.
it gestures to itself. Yeah, it was a really rude awakening. No face, just an eye, no mouth. Back in my time, we used to have this thing called buttered popcorn, and I can't eat that anymore, and it makes me sad.
Ooh.
But you are not alone, fortunately. Only about a mile walk, there should be someone else that should be aiding you. Hopefully, you guys are going to be the ones. I can feel it in my bones. You're giving me. You got a big.
The ones.
Yes, you guys are gonna save the world, right? At least I hope so.
Oh.
You're gonna have to prove yourself. There's a couple trial things, but I have a good feeling in my stomach about it. But
Your stomach.
okay, listen, not stomach, mind, spirit. I'm still. Just come with me, and it floats along. You guys wake up, and it is this very barren, like dry, flat land. Trees that used to be here are now stumps. All the grass has, the moisture in the earth has evaporated, is now dry. Every breath you take feels of ash and soot, and there's no negative effects. You can feel yourself breathing, but you go to touch your heart, and there seems to be a lack of beating. You kind of like adjust to your senses after hearing all of this. The shock of being dead. What does Durgash think?
Durgash thinks and actually directs this at Lumos. It's like I'm not a vampire, am I?
No. Vampires were gone before you died. There was a lot, or at least what I think. I could have only gathered from scavenging your brain. Okay, that does sound really awkward. I only just searched your memories. Don't worry about it. It is the process is complicated. I'll explain more once we get your compatriot. But you are on the path to something that is great.
Right.
Trust me. I know. I'm sorry. I'm making it
But
sound
just,
like
just not a vampire.
no
That's-
vampire.
Okay.
No vampire.
That was
no.
just
You
really
should
all
be burning you should be burning to dust right now if we were, if you were a vampire.
Sense.
It's blazing hot. I can feel it on my
Soul.
Yes.
Your soul
Thank
stomach.
you. Yes. I thank you. You know, I've been very lonely. I've been searching for a while.
Well, I don't want you to. I mean, I'm taken. I guess.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just.
No, you don't gotta.
No. It's. Let's just go. Let's go. You guys end up walking 2 miles.
In complete silence.
In just complete silence. Just no questions, no anything, until you reach what appears to be the remains of a battlefield. You know the marks of battle very well, Durgash. You can see that there was catapult fires, there was explosions, whether arcane or not, and you see dried blood along the dirt, and you see a hand just outreaching the ground, and you see Lumos gets very excited. Right there. And they fly. They're like floating, but they're like whizzing over to it, and they scan. And what you notice is that same energy that Lumos kind of irradiates flows into this corpse, and you can see that like a holographic image of who this person was slowly start to reconstruct piece by piece, and it's a very tedious process. It ends up taking somewhere to about an hour or so, and it's very like locked in. Like Lumos doesn't talk. It's very intense. It takes an extreme amount of time, and that's where I'd like to say, Paul, would you like to introduce your character?
I think this character first opens up with a large cough.
Oh, dust in my face.
Whatever reconstruction was being done, I hawk up a loogie of this black viscous substance, almost like blood if I were to have blood.
Here, hold on. Let me get you out from under there.
Thanks.
I'll drag him out from the sand.
Careful, her body's gentle. Oh, okay, I guess not. All right, good. I swear I know what I'm doing. I promise you. Hello.
When you say it like that, really inspires confidence.
I hate to break it to you, but unfortunately, you have.
I died.
Yes.
Why am I here? Is this heaven?
No.
Oh, man.
No, it's not hell either. You were brought back
It's purgatory, huh?
No, it's a mixture.
Basically purgatory, yeah.
Let me give you guys the down low. So, unfortunately, Theros is dying. I mean, you guys can see it. There's no wildlife. There is no trees.
Oh, this is Theros.
The land of Theros is dying. What do you remember of Theros back when you were alive?
There was a lot of water.
Mm-hmm. One of the first things to go.
Some people had gone into space for the first time. I don't know who that was, but I was busy fishing while...
That would have to be the Tinkerers of Melitus. Them, along with some heroes. If you were around the time of first
started, yeah, and then
space
I died.
travel, yep. Yeah, so, okay. I can kind of see it in my head now where you guys are in time. But that's not the point. What matters is, unfortunately, like I said before, those that you knew and kind of everything you knew about the world is changed on the best, at worst, gone. When the Call of Heroes happened, you guys know what the Call to Heroes is, right? The Call to Heroes, the legendary call. It's like a rushing wind of a thunderstorm where the world like pleads for you to embark on a quest, or some of it see it like an eerie stillness. It's a feeling in your soul, in your essence of who you are, as you have to go and feel this righteous call to save the world. Have you
My
ever
character
experienced
just
that?
looks back and forth to see what Durgash's answer is.
I think I've probably felt that once or twice. Just sometimes it just feels right to do a thing. Maybe I think I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't really.
Well, think about it this way.
much.
Whenever there's evil around, whenever bad shows up, do you ever feel an inclination to stop it? And I'm not talking that gray nonsense, well, it could be right in there. It's like, no, this person is bad. Like, abducting children and sacrificing them to a pit of whatever, like that kind of bad.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's generally not a thing that I vibe.
okay.
Yeah.
So you've had, okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you experienced anything like that? I guess my question is, how did you die? I was scanning your memories, but it's a little bit hazy. If you want to put it to your words.
Well, after people left to space, some of them came back 20 years later. And by then I was a grown man. They came with fire and destruction, and we tried our best to defend the sea, defend our home. I lost everything. So I'm pretty sure I answered some sort of call, but
I feel as it was Call to Heroes adjacent, but more the call to defend your home, and I respect that, and I'm sorry that happened, but
well, it seems like not even the oceans are here anymore. Lots changed.
Well, that's where it kind of gets iffy. See, when humanity in all races, all kinds, explored the stars, the gods needed to expand their influence, and they started thinning themselves out to the point where they could no longer be of any help to anyone, or they fled planets completely and moved to other planets that were better suited for them. We'll get there in time. But the main point is all the gods had left Theros, and it started to die. And I don't know. I woke up kind of as a last bastion to heal the heart of the world.
So it's not dead?
Not yet. You guys, and myself included at this point, our job is to revive the world. But before that, you guys need to prove yourselves. Not in a bad way, just as like a vetting out. I don't know. There's a calling to this place, and you see that you see that Lumos goes and projects this map, and you can see maybe about 2 days travel. There seems to be a lone temple, and that's kind of where you guys are being called on. There, right there, that is the Temple of Seti. Now, it's very important, that place. And also, I would say that's the place where, if you guys can prove yourselves right, everything should work out.
Nice vote of confidence.
I can't stress this enough. I believe in you both a lot. But also, okay, so you guys aren't like my first time. Okay, so you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's
7,
too many
8,
fingers.
9.
That's too many.
You're
That's counting too
number
much.
10. Number 10. All right, you guys are trial number 10. It couldn't have happened. I'm running a little bit low on juice. So I did recreate a lot of your stuff, but I can't promise it's the exact same as Mr.
Call me curious. What is juice for you?
Juice. I would have to say when the world died or is dying, a lot of the magic, a lot of the Nyx kind of became scarce. With no more presence of gods, with no more presence of the world, there was nothing that anyone could really draw magic from. There were those that tried to utilize the arcane and arcane knowledge, but that might be a little bit too much right now. It didn't, long story short, it did not pan out as well as everyone thought. So,
What I'm hearing is that magic is your juice.
yes, magic is my juice.
God, me too.
I'm
What?
picking up what you're putting down so far, I think.
Yes. But as time goes on and I try again, the reservoir keeps going lower. And mind you, I can be replenished, but that means you guys would have to complete those proving trials. Once you guys do, it's like we're being drip fed the last reserves of magic. From Theros. Yes.
I get the impression that we're not operating at full capacity yet.
Not yet. Very soon, though.
And once we complete the test, we'll be at full operating capacity.
Yes. See?
All right. This is my speed. This is definitely my speed.
Is
like
there
saline speed, whatever that is.
Yes, I think, right? That's what Yes. I like that.
How many knots? How many knots an hour? Yeah.
There's a very strong 1,000-yard stare of unknowing and just goes, oh wow, would you look at the time? We're losing time.
Yeah.
To waste, and you guys start heading. And I want to ask now, is there any questions that you guys have of Lumos and things like that, or of the world that you guys might want to know? Because you guys have about 2 days worth of travel time to kind of get caught up.
What is I want to, from Durgesh's perspective, just like see what does the world look like around us. We've mentioned a bit of like sand, no water, really dry.
So
I don't know if the perception check is in order.
honestly, you can either do perception or insight
Okay.
Can I give the help action?
if you want to.
I give the help action.
That's in that 20.
You
Good.
you don't even have to really ask Lumos anything. You can kind of see it. You've seen what those the kinds of people that take and never give back, what they do and how they poison the world. And on your natural 20, you remember like having fought warlords and putting a stop to them, and you put together in your head the consequences if there was no one. Lumos had mentioned that the call to heroes fell silent many times, time and time again, because all the heroes had left or had failed in achieving their success. So though evil left unchecked will go rampant, and you can kind of see that when the magic is sapped from the world, nature goes along with it, along with its wildlife, and you see everything is barren and everything looks very scarce. As a player, I would imagine think like desert planet style, Tatooine style, miles and miles of dirt, sand,
Yeah.
where it's very dry, and you can kind of like feel like you can understand like this world is very different from when we last saw it. Also, as you do on that net 20, I'll also give you several hours have passed. You don't seem hungry. You don't seem thirsty. You can go, and if there was something to eat, you assume that you could eat it, but there's a level of not needing to. You know that you still draw breath, so chances are you'll probably still need to breathe. But other than that, I would say you come to this understanding that the world is in a dire spot. Like if you guys are like the last 9 tries were just like begging and pleading, but this looks like it's gonna be like one of the last. Paul, you had a question?
I was about to ask whether or not I would be able to perceive my own like lack of moisture.
Absolutely.
And to that effect, I think I'm going to. Do I have my book?
Everything that you were.
Would I be able to spend this time actually casting Find Familiar?
Yeah, you
Okay.
absolutely can. You go and you open your book, and it's been a while, and you can see that time had not been kind to it. There are some pages that are missing. There's some that have been decrepit, too old to read. Like Lumos had tried their very best to restore what they can, but mind you, when it comes to replication, it's only as good as the memories preserved are.
That's actually fine, because bringing me back with a short rest, I can actually re-summon the book in a totally new condition. So as we're walking, you see this very short purple creature with big pointy ears with like feathers hanging out of his earrings. Mainly dressed in robes, where as opposed to Durgash, who's covered in this like medium kind of armor, right?
Heavy armor.
Heavy armor.
Heavy armor.
My character is very lightly clad. There's maybe like a shoulder pauldron tied to a leather strap, and maybe an extra cloth that goes around his torso. But you see him crack open this book and begin to read from it. As over the course of our travels, you see this small little. Looks almost like a scorpion at first, but you realize it's some sort of quadruped with wings. This black scaly animal crawls over my shoulder, having been summoned. And my question is, this is a familiar that Mr. Hall has had a contract with before he died, and now the spirit is being resummoned. My question is, would my familiar be able to tell me approximately how many ages have passed?
Go ahead and roll a history check with advantage.
History check advantage.
Interested to see what this guy's gonna be like.
That's a 3.
You go and you reconstitute your book. It is brand new. The pages are like they were written yesterday, and you start the process of casting Find Familiar. You can see that it takes a lot more out of you to do it. It's almost like trying to start a car that hasn't been started in ages. Like the battery is like just not charged, and you can kind of feel like you like squeeze it out, like pulling on the threads. You're able to constitute your animal, but it seems like time hasn't been kind. It's a reflection of what your magic state is right now. What is the familiar that you summon?
It's a black pseudo dragon named Phoebe.
You summon this black pseudo dragon. What is supposed to be very hardy and healthy, it seems very strained, wrinkled. You could see kind of the scales are flaking. You see that wherever it has been staying, the effects that the world has been feeling, it felt as well.
Okay.
You understand that it is
a bad shed.
You understand that it is a survivor, as it is constituted by your magic, but you think as time goes on, it will heal. But as of right now, functionally, it'll still do everything. Just as looking wise, it looks like it's been through hell and back.
And it has. And to that effect, Mr. Hall begins to silently communicate telepathy style with the creature, just kind of more of like cooing and soothing it, almost like it's a sick dog as we travel.
Phoebe comes and sees to recognize you. You can see there's like a very strong flutter in their step. They realize that it's you, but it feels weird because they're like they understand that you had passed. So when they felt the faint pulling and calling, they ran to you. So there's a level of just like
I'm like, shh.
yeah, you haven't seen. So it just like
I
comes
wanna
and
hear
relaxes.
these. So what the sound effects are? How does it sound?
It doesn't say anything. It's telepathy.
Shit.
It just like coos and purrs like.
Do you look in curiousness? I think I'd make
That's what I
eye
was looking
contact.
for. That was what I was looking for.
Shh, Phoebe, sleep, rest.
Say,
So sorry this is happening.
Lumos.
Yeah.
A question for you. What exactly are you?
So, I am what appears to be a Hail Mary of sorts, forged by the Anvil of Perforos, used and fused with the magic of Athreos, and the last spittles of magic from, this is Jericho asking, the Horizon, Krufix, yes, and the last spittle of Krufix in this world. I was constituted as kind of, think of it as a revivify for the planet. Now, on my own, I can't revive the planet by myself. But through Athreos kind of being gracious enough to lend me some of the ability to pull a mixture of returned in combination with this form and Krufix's magic, you guys aren't exactly returned, but you guys aren't exactly fully alive either. What does that mean? Don't freak out, but I can revive you. If you die, death will not hold you for an eternity again. When you die, I can reconstitute you but it'll take some time. You saw how long it took me to constitute Mr. Lee, and
Mr. Lee? I'm Durgash, by the way.
Sure, Mr. Lee, if that's what you want to call me.
I mean, what do you want us to call you?
Oh, I'm Mr. Hall.
Oh, Mr. Hall? Okay, retcon, I said Hall. That's what I meant to say. My bad. I don't know why I said Lee.
It's okay.
Mr. Hall. Okay. Yes.
Well,
Good. This is good. No infighting, no shock of dying, no paranoia that you guys have. You guys are stabilizing very well.
I feel like I've died before.
I feel like I have a reason to be paranoid now that you
maybe
mentioned
a couple
it.
times.
Well,
you know?
there's a lot. Okay. Understand, coming back to life after being dead for eons can really do a lot. Understand that it was a learning experience. You, everyone, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw.
3.
20 synthetic.
You take 5 psychic damage.
Okay.
As you try to like scan back in your memories, and you can feel a psychic jolt, like kind of shudder through your body, and you feel like your nose starts to bleed a little bit. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, but I ended up locking the better half of your memories. Understand, you guys, your time is past, and reminiscing on who you were and things like that might lead to more pain. So it's a preactive measure. Also, on try number 4, I fully unlocked their minds, and they went batshit crazy and then jumped off a cliff. And I couldn't find their bodies. So
So you need us to find the bodies?
Oh no, they're gone. They're a lost cause. I turned around and they
Out to
got eaten
somewhere.
by something, but it's best to leave those memories kind of in bed. Uh it's not because I'm mean or anything like that. It's because if you go looking for something like that, you'd only end up more hurt. At least that's what I think anyway. I don't know. I'm learning as much as you guys are. I only know this much because you guys are try number 10. I keep bringing it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just
Number 10. huh?
surprised. You mentioned that Athreos and Krufix and Perforos are still in play. If
When I
it's really
say
been ages,
if I say in play, and I mean that. So
I mean,
here's
us on the islands, we primarily worship Athreos, being the ferryman, the only
well,
shipman of the gods, really.
that's kind of the thing, right?
And
Athreos had left his post. He no longer ferried people. He no longer left. He realized that there was more money to be made elsewhere. I'm not sure. There were talks about a fortune that he had somewhere that was lost in the cosmos, and that's where his main power resides. So when I tell you that, like, Perforos had to beg him, Perforos had to beg him. Krufix, when I was talking about being stretched out so thin, Krufix tried to envelop all the planets with his presence, but when you stretch yourself too thin, you become vulnerable. And during those ages, as times went on, Krufix kept getting attacked and attacked and attacked from all sides to the point where, in reality, the personality of Krufix, his ideas, his ideology, left him, for lack of better term, lethargic, only really moving based out of subconscious. Hence why Perforos was able to kind of forge. Perforos is the last bastion here, but even him, like, making me was one of his last acts. He then fled to somewhere, I don't really know, but that's kind of where it all resides.
Thanks.
You guys make your way, and you guys make your way to the Temple of Seti. It is at this time.
That we hold.
Yes.
Hold.
That was 38 minutes, by the way.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
I pressed this square, right, to fully stop it,
Mm-hmm.
and then just record again. Okay. You were saying?
Off the outskirts of Setessa, you see, surrounded by stumps of where this lush forest used to be, a decrepit stone temple. It is interwoven with webs of cracks along the foundation. The weather has not been kind to this place, but yet it still stands. Whether by some ancient magic, whether by just human fortitude, you make your way. And as you see a big circular door with an intricate lock as it moves in the mechanism. And you see Lumos goes, "Here we are, the Temple of Seti. All right, go time."
Look at us. Couple of cards.
Are you coming with us?
Oh no, I'll be with you.
Okay.
Mind you, I will be out of sight, out of mind. But I'm not gonna help you, 'cause I can't.
Convincing, just like everything else he said.
Yep. True.
Hey, here's just a couple of cards. Just hang on to these in case. And I cast Magic Stone on 3 cards for him to potentially throw at things if need be.
What are these?
If you throw it at something, it's got a good chance it'll hit and hurt it or maybe break it. You never know if there's a rope that needs to be cut somewhere.
They're like really sharp, or?
Yeah. I sharpened them with my hands.
Oh, playing cards.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, you'll see that one's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and that one's an Uno card, and
What
that
is a
last one is
Yu-Gi-Oh?
actually
What?
just games that people used to play. They're all just games. but
I'm sorry. I only scavenged the parts of your mind, and I have
you
no
just
context.
saw that I play a lot of games, and
card games, and I was like, why won't he could have all of them at once?
Hey! I just want to make sure that you know which cards you're throwing.
Draw 2.
Yep. Yeah, that one's a really good card. You
Yeah?
can combo that with a ton of things.
Okay.
And I cast light on another card, and I hold it up as we enter the temple.
You guys are held by as you guys come in. You see this circular door, kind of go, and as it glows as your presence is known, it drops, and behind is another door, what seems to be with 3 keyholes. And it is at this point that I ask, is anyone proficient in thieves' tools?
Nope.
All right. This is where Lumos comes into play. Lumos is like, really? None of you are? I guess.
No, why would I?
I guess I could do
I
it.
just break down the door. I don't.
Okay.
I lived on
take
an
my
island.
time to-
What can I say?
Uh,
Except you're welcome.
Lumos is going to make a DC 15 thieves tool check. He adds +4 to this. All right. First one he passes with a 15. So you see one Glock click. Still got it. Good.
Can I give him the help action?
Yes, you can give him the help action.
All right, sick.
Yeah, I don't know what's laying around in here.
I also cast guidance on Lumos, so he can add a D4 to that as well.
Yeah, Lumos goes, yeah, I kind of like disappear and then reappear, and a lot of times I just hear a lot of screaming, and just be on your guard.
It doesn't sound good.
I mean it's there.
I cast Sanctuary on Phoebe.
Good. Okay, so the second one he makes, you see the second lock clicks.
I cast Shillelagh on my weapon.
You go, and you see
Getting pretty prepared. Then,
third
huh?
time.
Lumos said something about screams.
All right. All right.
I'd just like to be
He
ready.
needs to have a 4 on this last one.
Has he been adding a D4 to
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I rolled 11 and then I rolled a 1. Okay. You see in the last one, you see he goes, he like R2D2 style has like this skeleton key that he keeps moving around, but you see the last one kind of jolts him and he like stands back and you just hear a shriek. I need you guys to make a con save throw.
Constitution saving throw. Plus. So that is 18.
18.
That is an 8.
Durgash, you take 4 thunder damage as this piercing sound screams in your ears. You see bats like fly out. And Durgash, roll me a d20.
15.
15. You see lumbering these monstrous trolls with ragged matted fur
I
come in,
cast
and I'm gonna have
an
everyone.
attack spell.
I'm gonna have them roll initiative against your initiative.
We also roll initiative.
Yes, this
We're
is
all
we're
okay,
all
rolling
rolling
for
ini-
initiative.
We're
roll
all
for
rolling
initiative.
for initiative.
This is my yep. All right.
Oh wow, that's really good.
I'm just gonna make sure.
You know, I'm relatively thankful that this was the roll that I got the nat 1 on.
I'm really glad you got that nat 20 earlier too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
know.
know for the history and stuff.
That was like the first
Okay.
roll.
So that would be a 4 from me.
That would be a combo 20.
All right, give me a second.
A dirty 20.
No, it's combo. You know, like the Mick pick 2,
The
It's like a
Mick pick
combo.
2.
The Wombo
SpongeBob,
combo.
turn it to Wumbo.
Turn it to Wombo.
All right. You see 2 trolls come out, and they are not happy. You see that they like have awoken from like this slumber, and you see them mad. They see you, and they think in their mind, meat, food, and anyone
Me food.
25 through 20.
20.
20. Okay. So let me make this.
Oh, I didn't roll for Phoebe.
They don't share your initiative?
No. Phoebe got a 13. We'll get there.
We got a 13. So it goes. And then so you got a 20?
I got 20. Phoebe got 13.
Okay.
First
19
burp of the
through-
season, baby.
19 through 15. Nothing?
No.
Okay. And then 14 through 10? Phoebe, right?
Yeah, 13.
Okay. All right. And then
I'm just
then
trying
lastly,
to be empathetic.
Durgash feels bad. Paul, Mr. Hall, you are first to act in initiative. What do you do? You see that there are two trolls, one on the left and one on the right. They seem to be lumbering and kind of charging towards you.
Okay.
You kind of prepared yourself as
I really did prepare myself. And so what I'm going to do is, since I have been preparing myself, I have a couple of cards set out in my dual disc, and I cast Guiding Bolt, and I end up twinning it. So I'll spend a sorcery point for that, and then I'll make a magical ranged attack for that. Guiding Bolt. Did not mean to roll it on the web. I meant to roll it here. So 2 attacks. That's going to be 1 combo 20, and then 119 to attack.
all right.
Those 2 trolls.
Those both hit.
Those both hit.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll both take 46 damage.
Jeez. You see, Durgash, Mr. Hall was not, when he said that he defended his land and his home, you assumed he was just nothing but a simple fisherman, as he enjoyed playing games and liked to fish. But you see, as he takes these cards out, you see they get imbued with this like flickering energy. You could still feel like you're like It takes more to kind of produce it, but you still got it. It's like riding a bike. You can kind of feel it get a little bit more
In
vamped.
fact, I
fire
think
them like
Mr.
a
Hall,
Glock.
right before he throws these bolts, coughs up another loogie of black blood and spits it on the ground of the temple as he goes to throw these 2 cards. As the first one does 11, 15, 18 radiant damage, and then the second one does... That's 12, 14 damage to the other.
They both take hits. You see this. The card like sticks into them.
Yeah.
The card sticks into them, and they like retch back. You see that they've not they get a little bit hazed out
Yeah.
by the light. You could kind of see that they've been inside this dark place and dank place for a long time.
Is this like a sunlight sensitivity thing, or? Okay, so it's good that I cast light on that other card. And then I'm going to finish up my turn by casting doing a quicken spell for Eldritch Blast, which will have 2 separate beams. And what I'm going to target one and then the other. Oh wow, F. I actually am going to spend a sorcery point to re-roll that. So that's that'll be another 20 to hit for the first bolt, and then that'll be a 26 to hit for the second one.
26. They will both hit.
Okay, and then subtract for the quicken spell. That's 2d10.
How does Durgash respond to this? Just seeing this happen.
Well, I mean, it's not his turn yet, so you know.
So the first bolt, the first Eldritch Blast does 5 damage, and the second one does 2.
I think he's so ready to like just draw his weapons, and I think he does. But like he doesn't get to a point where he even moves, and all this shit's happening, and it's just like, oh shit, little man.
What was
you got
that
some
damage?
fucking moves.
What was that damage for?
The Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
The first one was 5, and then the second one was 2.
All right, and it was force damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And that ends my turn.
Good. You see the troll on the left starts lumbering towards you and starts getting more and more speed. You see that you hit it, but it is still like angry and ready to charge at you. And you see that it's going to make attacks. The first time it's going to bite you and then hit it with the claw attacks twice, but it's going to do it at disadvantage as it is blinded by the light.
Okay.
Having been inside for so long.
Absolutely.
So first, bite is 11. Does 11 hit you?
11 does not hit.
Okay. Does a 21 hit you?
A 21 will hit me.
All right. And then 14.
A 14 that will not hit because I've got my shield, my dual disc.
That's sick. You see that it goes to like open its mouth to take a big gouging bite at you, but you like throw your card up and you see it retches back and it's blindly like swinging. You see that its left hand goes and gets you off guard as it bears into that pauldron, and you take that kind of damage. And you see that, but fortunately, as the other hand goes up, you lift your dueling disc up, and you see it blocks as you only take. Feels 16. You
16
take max damage.
Okay.
I roll 2 6s. 16 slashing damage, and that is its turn. Phoebe's turn. What does Phoebe do?
Phoebe is... Okay. What is Phoebe going to do?
Who is Phoebe?
Phoebe is my little pseudo dragon. Little black
Metaphysically
pseudo-dragon.
speaking.
Who?
On a metaphysical level, who is Phoebe?
I'll do you one better. Why is Phoebe? So what I'm going to have Phoebe do is just use its stinger. So
Phoebe pulls out a stinger. Let me look.
it's like on its tail.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a
Like-
melee, for a pseudo dragon. It's like a melee weapon attack.
Mhm.
If that's okay.
No, that's totally
All
fine.
right, cool.
No, I just find it so funny. This very old and like not old in a sense, but it just looks like downtrodden. Pulls out this massive stinger out of its tail, just like retracts.
Would I actually, if I may change it, I'm going to have Phoebe grab one of the cards from Durgash's hand and throw it as a magical stone that I had cast magic stone on her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it and add her dex and roll a.
Well, the thing about magic stone is that the creature uses my modifiers to hit.
Oh.
And so as I with that magic stone, it would use my charisma modifier and my proficiency. But then it would do like a D6 of bludgeoning plus my charisma modifier.
Go ahead. Who are you hitting?
Whichever one's more damaged out of the two.
All right. You see that you go ahead and make either a history or perception. Both of you.
Okay. Perception or history.
Mhm.
Okay.
You see Lumos is panicking in the corner. Shit. It's going to happen again.
That's a
It's going to
12.
happen again. Try number 11. Here we come.
That's a 12.
With a 12, you notice. Wait, you're doing history or perception?
I did a perception.
Perception?
I rolled a 7 plus 5.
You see the mark that you had hit the blast, that singe that was supposed to be there. It is a little bit faded. It is a little bit more faded.
Blast?
You did Eldritch Blast, right?
Yes. Mr. Hal had
Mr.
Oh
Hall?
my god.
Mr. Hall?
Mr. Hall had cast Eldritch Blast at the end of his turn.
Yeah. So that blast that you did,
Yeah.
it normally like stings and leaves a mark.
I
You see that it's still there, but it's a little bit faded.
Like it's healing. Okay. So with a 13 plus 9, it is the attack to one of those.
That like to
trolls.
hit?
Yes.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So that would be a D6. For 9 bludgeoning damage.
All right. You see that it throws a card at one, and it like sticks into them, and then just goes poof, and there's a giant like mini explosion as it takes a blast, throws back, and that is bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's one of those cards, man.
And definitely,
Thank
you see that they are still charging at you. You see the one that hit is going to charge and is going to swing at Mr. Harvey again, but it's going to do so at disadvantage. They're kind of like blindly like charging towards this light.
Mm-hmm.
You see it's going to make 3 attacks once again. Does a 15 hit you, right?
I'm gonna cast shield if that's allowed.
Yeah. Reaction.
Yeah.
You go. You now put both hands together, dueling disc, and there's a giant like barrier. It goes, tries to bite, bounces off. You see a fang crack, and it's gonna take 2 claw attacks. That one's definitely gonna miss, and then that one will also miss. You see the shield stays up as it's trying to claw at this shield. And Durgash, it is your turn.
All right. Okay, perfect. So Durgash goes and does while this is all happening, they give a quick stretch to their arms and then draw their longsword, which they look down and realize it's kind of a little rusty from time and all that, and just sort of shrug it and okay, I guess I've got to do something here.
You had that with you when you died. That was actually one of the only things I didn't have to reconstitute. So sorry.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. And then Durgash goes up and attacks one of the trolls twice with the longsword.
Who are you attacking? There's one that has the one that has the card explosion that just clawed Mr. Hall.
I think
or
they
the
both
one,
clawed me. No?
Yeah, but the one that just did it, like
Okay.
I'd say I'd go for the explosion one.
the explosion one. Okay,
The explosion
good.
one. Sheesh. That is a 27 to hit.
Surprisingly, that hits.
Okay, and that's more of a normal one. That's a 12 to hit.
You go and you swing down with your sword and you cleave into its side. And as you go to rip it out, the troll is able to put its hands up for that second one and block that second one.
Okay. Sick. And for that first one, that is 10 slashing damage.
All right. And you guys are kind of chunking into it, but you see that these are not stopping. Go ahead. It is the top of the round. I'm going to see if you notice that Lumos is panicking a little bit because you see that the locks that he unlocked, the 2 of them, you see it that it reset. So he has to start over again. He's like, no.
Okay.
Wait, quick. Hall, well, I guess this
Yeah.
would be more of a character thing, or a
Player
player thing. What does it take to use the cards?
You
Bonus
just gotta
action?
throw it.
Right.
You just gotta throw it.
Okay.
And then you add 9 to your attack.
Clearly, Lumos is way too stressed out, and you hear that everyone make a Constitution save. You hear that the psychic scream happened once again. I'm also going to
psychic scream.
Make a Constitution save for the trolls. It's not a psychic scream. My bad. It's more like it's not psychic. It's fully like loud.
An actual ear piercing.
It's actual ear piercing shriek scream. I'm gonna make a con save for the trolls. All right, I'm almost positive pass. Yeah, they definitely pass.
Nope.
Anyone get below a 14?
Below
Nay.
14.
I got a 17.
You did.
Can
Ooh.
I spend a sorcery point to re-roll it? I have to find out whether or not I failed before I can actually spend the point.
That's interesting.
I mean, if you would like to.
You know what? Can I actually use favored by the gods and
Sure.
some D4?
Ooh,
That's good.
nice.
7 plus 7 plus 6.
I think you pass.
I now pass.
You now
Yeah,
pass.
I was under by 1.
You go. You hear this scream, and Durgash, you learned from last time as you cover your ears. Mr. Hall, you go and you look at Durgash, seeing him cover his ears, and you wonder why. But then Phoebe comes in and just plugs your ears with her wings,
Okay.
and she goes, and you hear that shriek again, and you
Is this
just
like a
hear
magical effect?
it
like
is.
a spell?
It is not. It is an effect of the temple.
Gotcha.
But you just see.
A lair action.
Yeah.
You see that Lumos goes, I'm sorry. Mr. Hall, roll a d20.
Roll a d20. Okay. 18.
18. You hear a trumpet noise in the distance. And
I definitely heard a spook.
they are a lot close. They're a lot closer than I thought they were gonna be. But you just hear a trumpet noise, and Lumos goes, "Shit! We're dead!
What have you? What's
Can I use
what's
a free
going?
action? Yeah.
What's
Durgash
going
is
on?
doing that.
Okay. I don't remember much, but I know. Okay, so there's a warlord tribe that like lives near here. They like kind of like use this place as kind of like digs to eat because people come here sometimes. I didn't leave you to your deaths because like this is actually super important, but this is also like a proving grounds. But
We're taking our test in the cafeteria.
yes, I'm sorry. I might have dragged you in the worst food fight possible where you will be the food. Please don't hate me. But you just hear in the distance, let's get these fuckers. And you just hear galloping. But you guys are still going.
Lumos, do they know the code? Are they able to unlock that door?
I don't think they care.
Fair enough.
Would we be safe if we got past that door?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Okay, just focus on that door, right?
I think so.
We got your
And now
back.
it's
Just
Mr.
focus
Hall's
on
turn,
that
right?
door.
Okay. All right. I can do this. I know I can. But with that,
Where's
Mr.
Lumos
Hall?
in this initiative? Or
Lumos is part of the lair action. He's at
Gotcha.
the top of the round. He's
Top of the
trying
round.
every time.
Got it.
Unless what you can do
so
though
does
is
he
you
not
can
go before me?
he does that was part of the lair
Okay,
action.
gotcha.
That was him going. What you guys can do is forego your action to give Lumos another shot.
I see.
That is something that you want to do, but I would.
Would I still be able to use my movement after that?
Yes.
I think I would like to do that.
Okay.
Have Lumos unlock it again.
You go and Lumos goes and give him another chance, and he's going to roll with advantage this
I
time.
forgo my action for that.
He's got +4. Oh yeah, that first one he clicks. He's like, oh, it's so nice that you're here. You feel like a weird spectral hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You notice that Lumos is like kind of fidgeting out, and he's like sprinkling more of that like Nyx dust, and it's just like you could tell that they're frazzled. Like they are very like frazzled, but they're getting it done. So you see that the troll.
Is that? Do I forego my whole turn to do that?
You forgo your action. So if you
Okay.
have a bonus action, you can do that.
I still have a couple sorcery points left, so what I'd like to do is do another quickened spell and just cast Cure Wounds on myself. And because Phoebe's within 100 feet of me, just roll max damage. So that's
You roll max damage.
well,
on your
max
Cure Wound,
healing.
yeah.
Roll max healing at the cost of those points and one spell slot. So that's 13 healing. Nice.
Very good. You guys kind of keep making your way.
I
You
follow Lumos wherever he's gone.
you see that the blast on the first troll that you shot, you see that blast just is gone, and
Like it's healed.
and you go, and it starts to charge at you. It has like a vendetta because you're it wants to like stop the light that's there. It's like, you know, when you wake up and someone has a bright light, if you're just like swiping at it. So
Yeah.
he's going to charge and is going to keep attacking you.
Okay.
You're gonna do it with disadvantage. First one he misses with a 10.
Okay.
Second one rolls a nat 1,
Okay.
and the third strike he rolls another nat 1.
Wow.
You see that you're just like,
Who needs
you
AC?
kind of telling is just like, you're kind of like showing it in his face, like, no, away, and it's just like,
Away,
away.
Beast, a lot of you.
You see that it is Phoebe's turn.
It's Phoebe's turn.
Where's
I think
Roz?
I think Phoebe's going to.
I've never watched Friends.
Yeah, I think Phoebe's just going to use her movement for now and actually just hang out on Durgash's shoulder.
Is she holding an action of any kind, or
She's
Gonna give
holding
him-
an action to potentially, like cast a spell through,
Okay.
like touch.
okay?
Can your mini dragon like breathe fire on these guys or something?
In fact, I'm not set up to do that. It's a cool trick. I saw it done at a different island once.
You see that the troll gets the other troll gets distracted by that flying thing and starts to charge towards Durgash. It is going to hit this normally because there's no
I have
light.
a question.
I have
I have Sanctuary cast on Phoebe, and she's on Durgash. Can you have the troll make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw, or am I stretching it?
Let me see. You know what?
Because if it's chasing Phoebe and then it attacks Durgash, I don't know. I feel like I'm stretching it.
I will allow it. It has to make a wisdom save.
DC 17.
DC 17. Okay.
And then if it succeeds, the thing is over. Doesn't have to succeed it each time.
All right. If it has to make a whiz save.
Yep. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. All right. It fails with a synthetic 1.
On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
It just smashes the ground. It tries to swing, and you see that like the wings kind of extend over you, Durgash, as that sanctuary happens, and there's like a weird like brain fart moment for the troll, and it just goes and hits the ground confused. Yeah. With that though, Durgash, it is your turn.
All right. Okay. I think this turn, just because I want to really sort of flex here and see what I'm kind of capable of doing, I'm gonna go ahead and immediately I'm gonna action surge, giving myself 4 attacks, and then as a samurai with the samurai subclass, that just gives me advantage on all of those attacks, and then I gain 5 temporary hit points.
Juicy.
All right, so let me go ahead and
I've
roll
heard
those
some say
for you.
bus.
You see Durgash assumes a form position that you've never seen before, but this one seems a lot more refined. Like it's like muscle memory is kicking back in for him.
27, 25, 25, and 24.
They all hit.
Disgusting.
Absolutely gross. Can't believe you did that.
That is 31 damage.
You literally cleave this thing, and it looks extremely hurt. There's a painful shriek that comes from it as you, in 4 motions, like you're cutting up a dummy, practicing 1,000 times before, slash upward to the right, down the middle, and then stab through his shoulder and rip. But you see that it is still moving and raging. It is top of the round again. You hear a banging on that first door. Go.
Did we get through the door though? Like Lumos unlocked it and no?
He go ahead and reroll. Go ahead and roll a history check.
That'll be 13.
DC 10. It's easy. You remember Lumos freaking out because the 2 out of the 3 locks that he set, they reset themselves.
Right. But I had forgone
to give him
my
another
action.
shot. So he got 1 lock down.
Oh, so he's got to do 3.
He's gotta do
okay, I've
3.
got to give up. Would I be able to also give up a bonus action to? Okay, fine.
He's gonna do this. with advantage because he feels more at ease.
Is the knocking
with
on
you.
the
I cast. No, I didn't cast guidance yet. No. I
wish.
wish.
Occupied.
He makes the second one by the
Nice.
skin of his teeth.
Okay. Okay.
You can like, he's like, see you move like rapidly moving, kind of trying to like pick this lock, but you hear that he starts getting a little bit more like, okay, this is it. They're the heroes. You're not gonna have to go and look around again for like months and months and months and months. But you hear that knocking. Hey, let us in.
Occupied.
You guys, you feel you have maybe one more round before they decide to bust out the door. Paul, it is your turn.
Mr. Hall takes his movement to go over to Lumos, and he says, "All right, take a deep breath if you can. Don't mean to make fun of you for not having lungs. Don't take it that way.
It's okay.
Take a deep breath. Let's do this together."
All right.
And I'm foregoing my action to have him do that.
He's going to make this last one with advantage. And you see that last lock shunt open, clink.
All right, let's
And
go.
you
Let's go.
see
Let's go.
The giant door like roll to the side. And do you guys like fall in? Like, what do you guys do?
Are we able to like technically exit combat here?
If you disengage.
Hey, Durgesh,
Yeah.
doors open.
It's now my turn.
That's why my player asked about the whole.
Player,
Never
what?
mind. Get over
Huh?
here.
Huh?
So you use your movement
Yep.
to go inside. You see that the troll sees that and is not happy, and it is going to charge at you once again. You see that this thing is like, even though it's not looking great the first meta, but you see this thing is like fully primed and ready and rocked to go. But he's going to attack with disadvantage 3 times.
Okay.
First time, 12 does not hit you, so that misses.
Okay.
Second time, oh dang, 18 nat 20. He'll take that 18 though. That is
I'm
going
going to cast another sheet. Actually,
What?
can I do a silvery barbs?
18 on the die plus I believe it's like 7. So that's 25.
So I'm gonna do a silvery barbs instead of shield. So that creature needs to re-roll and use the lower of the 2 d20s.
All right, so he has to.
I'm imposing like a second disadvantage on that same roll.
That's totally fine. It end up getting a 16 plus 7, 23.
Okay. Yeah.
You see that
And
one.
then Durgash has advantage on whatever whatever he does next.
You end up taking 13 points of slashing damage as
it.
you are like defending your best, but this thing is huge and it like
Yeah.
rakes across your chest.
Jeez.
Like more of that like black liquid stuff comes out.
Oh man, I just watched this. It didn't really just watch it.
Really not. And you see Lumos is like hiding behind you. But with that, it is Phoebe's turn. Phoebe is on Durgash's shoulder.
And right before Phoebe's turn, we're going to hold. Real
Hold.
quick. Hold.
It's Phoebe's turn. Phoebe is going to do the same thing. Hold action. Basically just sharing the effect of the sanctuary with Durgash for the time being, and hung up on his shoulder, so that way when he moves, she will be just carried with him.
Good. It is with that. The blue troll is going to keep trying to swing.
Blue makes it very clear now.
Mm-hmm. The blue troll is going to try and swing
And me?
at you,
Okay.
but it's got to make that wisdom save.
Yep.
Fucking try.
It's got to make a wisdom save. It has a -2. Sorry, -1.
Yeah, trolls aren't so wise.
Still doing great. Yeah, got a 2. Is just pondering and is like, you can see that the wounds that the egregious wounds that Durgash made like is closing, but it's just honestly it's just like thinking. It just be thinking.
Just thinking to itself.
It's just thinking to itself. It's in its feelings, and it just
empty, no
chooses
thoughts.
not to attack. And with that, it is Durgash's turn.
All right. Is this guy still looking pretty bad?
He's still looking pretty bad, but you notice like that the wounds that you made are like closing.
All right, let's get back. Let's get into this other wherever the fuck we're going.
Yeah, come on.
And I take the disengage action, and I move to join the rest of the company.
You go and you see, you kind of like back up, like having your sword out, your rusty sword out, and you kind of like pointing it at the sword at them, and you see Mr. Hall has his light. He's like pointing back,
beasts,
and
you foul beast.
You guys
Be
back
afraid.
into this room, and you see that the door rolls back, and there's no keyhole this time. It seems to have, for lack of a better term, locked you in. You are met with 3 jade stone statues, gems in their eyes, with a hallway under each one. On the left, you see a jade statue of a Leonin smoking a cigarette. In the middle, you see a Leonin sorceress showing off her power. But you see that the door, like it goes, because it's like above the door there, it's like sealed shut. And then to the right, you see a statue of what appears to be legs and a lower half of a torso, but you can probably guess that it was another Leonin, but you see it is broken and cracked clean off the torso, and it is just oozing this weird viscous liquid from its like torso.
Gross.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Can I do this with advantage?
Yeah,
with
you can
help
have. Yeah, Phoebe can help you.
9.
13.
You guys are like clearly out of the choices. There seems to be. They all seem to be not fantastic, but you assume that.
Ooh, I think I know what Mr. Hall says. I think it's best if we split up.
That is a terrible idea.
I would have to be with Durgash on this
that
one.
Is so bad.
That
But we'll
is
cover
just-
more ground like this.
I can't. I'm not supposed to say anything, but
Me
just
and
like
Phoebe will go this way, and you guys go that way.
I feel like having sent multiple people
You know
in
what?
here.
You
Attempt number 8 split their
fucking-
party
I'm
up,
in.
and it was not okay. All right, trial number 11. Here we go. Attempt number 11. All right.
are there multiple ways to go?
There are
Three.
three.
Three routes.
I thought you said the
behind.
middle door was sealed
Right,
off. Though.
shut. Yeah, but it looked like that seemed to be from a previous attempt.
Other question: do I still hear the knocking of that nasally guy?
No,
Okay.
you just hear a muffled.
They're fucking gone. I can't believe that shit. Yeah. You wanna go back home? Sure.
And then you just hear
Alright.
that war horn, and you just hear like a lot of trudging.
Okay.
What did they do about the trolls?
That's what I was wondering. Did they like disappear? They were like blue or something.
But you guys are met
So-
with options. So, what do you want to do? There.
So
Durgesh, I'm
there's
not making this
right
call.
or there's left.
I'll
And
follow you
But,
regardless of
okay,
what we do.
that means we've got to take the right way, which is
The left.
always the left.
You know, it's just basic knowledge. It's like mapping out a non-Euclidean
Right?
space. You
Yeah.
always go left.
Yep, it'll never go wrong.
It'll never go right.
You
either.
guys see that the statue
true.
that seems to be continuously like you see that statue is mimicking smoking like a cigarette, but you see that smoke keeps coming out of its nose.
I go. Does it smell like anything?
It smells gross.
Cigarettes?
It smells like
Straight.
straight cigarettes all the time.
Okay. Yeah. That's not
Do
a
you
great
guys
smell.
go? Do you guys do anything?
We have to move.
What
we cannot
was
stay
the
here.
the other statue for the other open door?
It is
Was the one that was cut over?
It was
crumbled, just
crumbled.
legs.
It is what so. Down the cigarette, Leonin smoking the cigarette. You see a like what appears to be just like a narrow hallway, and at the end, are stairs leading down to somewhere. And to the right, you see just a full straightaway, and you see another room.
How do the calves look on those legs? I think that's going to be the
they
deciding
toned?
factor.
Oh, it's
how-
like it's
You gotta trust the
they're
process.
super thin and super toned out, but there's not a lot of beef on them. There's not a lot. Like you look at the calves on the one on the left, it's pretty up there. It's pretty up there. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
jacked.
Durgesh, I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna let you cook on this one.
I'm definitely. Well, I don't know if you're using that.
What food are
I don't
you
know if
guys
that's-
making here?
I don't know if I understand what that means, but
It's a metaphor for decision making. What
Ah.
else is it?
okay,
Oh.
yeah.
New things
Well,
to learn
I don't
every
know. I
day.
feel very strongly right now after reviewing all the facts, and the legs on this
So-
one are much stronger.
Yeah.
I'd say the left is the way to go.
All right.
The left is
Left
the right
it is.
way.
Do you guys go? Do you guys go down left?
Yeah, we take the left.
Okay. Go ahead
minute
and
by
just
now,
give
right?
me a. Yeah. Go ahead and
Mhm.
just give me a luck check.
Then,
Who's first?
a luck check?
Who's first?
Me,
Oh,
Oh, Durgash.
I rolled a 7.
You walk, and having stepped on a plate, boom, the plate gives way, and you fall
I
40.
cast feather fall on him with Phoebe.
He gently falls 40 feet, but you land on a pit of spikes. So I'm gonna do 46. You're gonna take half of this because you fall gently, but you still kind of fall.
He's slowly moving
Just
out of the
slowly
way of the spikes.
Yeah, you're gonna take half of this though. So it is 46 plus 2d10. So we're gonna do, but it's half damage. So okay,
I'm gonna convert some spell slots to points.
10, 15 plus 15 plus 11. 15 plus 11 is 26. Yeah. 26. You end up taking 13 points of piercing damage, and then you also take 18 points of poison. You look and you see whatever kind of ash that cigarette smoke was like puffing. You see that this has been coated. These spikes have been coated with that ash, and as it goes and raises off your skin, you're falling slowly, but it's like falling onto a bed of nails. So you go and you're like, and these are very sharp, so they like cut you. You don't get impaled by one like originally what the supposed intent, but the cuts and it burns your skin. And you're just like, you see that there's a doorway in front of you, Durgash, as you kind of like break your fall and get up. Lumos kind of looks down and goes, so that's where attempt number 3 went. And you see to the next to you, there's like a pile of bones. And
It's actually like a soapstone message that says seek lest.
Seek last.
But you end up kind of getting up and like making your way to the door, and you see the door leads upwards.
Careful, by the way, they're spikes. You might want to
Yeah.
avoid those.
Yeah, that could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was here.
Yep, me too.
I'm going to, now that I've converted a couple things, I'm going to just cast guidance on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to jump across.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Yeah, I was afraid you'd say that. So I cast guidance on myself. Phoebe's gonna help me. Got it. Natural 20.
You go and you just do a backflip across. Never done it before. You feel
Whoa.
the strength.
Oh
You-
my god.
You
I'm
see
getting
that
a blood head rush.
Lumos goes, yeah, I boosted some attributes, and you look at your calves, super toned. Your calves are super like jacked.
Hey, do
like,
my calves
you're-
look like that guy's calves?
Those are really impressive calves.
You just like
Thanks,
scream that from the
Durgesh.
bottom of the pit. Those are super toned. I can tell from here, 40 feet down. But yeah, you make your way
I
across.
cross, and then I'm going to just cast a Cure Wounds on myself at a 3rd level. Or 2nd level.
You go and you cast Cure Wounds on yourself. You see Phoebe kind of flutters around you and closes up what appears to be like the slash wounds on your chest and those crush marks. And you make your way down the door. You see that both doors lead to the same point. So what it looked like was the trap was the intentional point was supposed to be you were supposed to look for it, but those who were foolhardy and just went, like, they would suffer the consequences, but it still rewarded you if you were hardy enough to survive it. So it rewards both cunning and strength. So you're just like, Durgash just gets up.
How much damage did Durgash take?
Durgash took took a lot. He took like somewhere 20 plus.
Okay.
Way more than 20.
Yeah.
I took it was 18 plus 13.
Okay, yeah. So once we get into the same room, I'm going
31?
to
31.
spend a 3rd level spell to cast Life Transference on Durgash / myself. So I'm going to take 48 damage necrotic, and then he'll gain double that in healing.
That was
Not
pretty
my best
mild
roll. That's fine. 10, 14 times 2 is 28.
Nice.
28 healing for Durgash. And then I'm going to spend a single spell slot to cast another Cure Wounds on myself.
That's perfect.
You make your way across and you enter this room. You see that this room seems to be very open, circular room. Overhead, you can kind of see paintings of what appears to be some kind of story. But because of the lack of care, like, a lot of pieces are just missing and the painting's dried up and cracked. But in the middle seems to be this bowl, bowl where and it is filled with this what appears to be as if it's a tiny sea in it, and it's waves and crashing, and it's just moving. You see kind of a brewing thunderstorm over it, and it's just sitting there in the middle. And you look at it, you don't see any doors out, you don't see anything kind of investigating a way out. Lumos kind of pipes up and says, okay, this used to be God,
Do I need to jump in there?
Did I get out of that pit, by the way?
Yeah, you walked up. You saw,
okay.
Yeah. So kind of going back to what I was saying
The
before.
rooms kind of met up later on.
Okay.
Yeah, that was more so kind of a test to see if anyone would investigate for traps, but it still rewarded those who didn't investigate if they were strong enough to survive.
Yeah.
So because you were hardy enough to kind of survive, you were able to kind of get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Lumos pipes up and says, "All right, this first trial should test your mental fortitude. I can now. It's at this point where I'm you guys are doing pretty well, and because I already helped you out, I can help you out here too. My only problem is, if I help you out, we might risk losing a core memory of yours. So I understand that sounds weird because I technically locked out.
How didn't we lose one yet? If you already helped us.
Well, you guys haven't faced that trial yet. You have to. So this is an altar to Karanos, and he's a lot about the truth and very, very I would say boisterous. So it is kind of facing your truth in full stride. I can't guarantee what you'll see in there.
Oh,
but
Mr. Hall, once Lumos says that, puts his face beneath the water.
You fully just start
Phoebe
staring.
joins me, stares in the
You
water.
just fully start staring, and you are brought back to the war. You are brought back to these forces. You go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception check. Not that die. I'm gonna use this die.
The tiny day.
The tiny die. Okay, just a perception.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 15.
With a 15, you remember the details are kind of coming to life as you kind of like think about it more. You're kind of going through, and you see that like your fellow countrymen are like falling around you. You see that in the sky, these large ships made of steel come and rain what appears to be this arcane fire down and demolishing like based on impact. You guys are able to kind of hold your own and use kind of the magics. You can see that like there are people that are by you that like cast magic on the water. You see that they like giant hands from the ocean come and pull and yank.
It's like an advanced
ship,
shape water.
Yeah, yank a ship down. You'd see, but it is a battle that is unfortunately a losing one. It is a war of attrition. You can kind of see that when it comes to the numbers game, when it comes to capability, you guys are far more capable, but there's just too many of them. With a perception of a 20, you see a what appears to be a red circle followed by a black eclipse, and you don't know what that means. With it 20, like you try to remember, but you kind of
I rolled a 15.
Oh, 15?
Yeah.
Still 15.
Okay.
Yeah. You're met with that, but as you try to like dig deeper, you're met with that psychic jolt. As you're kind of facing it, what does Mr. Hall think about this memory?
I think he recognizes it as the start of the war in which he would lose everything. It was the first invasion, almost like how Halo had Reach. This was Reach for Mr. Hall.
You kind of are feeling that sense of finality, and you're feeling that sense of it's not like dread, but more so acceptance that like this is where we're going down. This is how it happens. I ask Mr. Hall, does he wish to change? Like, does he wish to change anything, or does he face this truth in full and accepts that this is how it happened? Is he? I guess the better question is he at peace with this outcome?
There's detail we could add to it, but I think for simplicity's sake, he's accepted his actions regardless of good or bad that they might have been.
As you kind of accept, now you're seeing like almost a third person view of yourself kind of fighting. You can see that you're throwing cards. You see Phoebe flying around with stinger piercing through someone's neck. And as you're like using your light disc and throwing cards and casting magic, you don't see behind you with a swipe across the back. You turn around, you see this like tiny, you're also kind of tiny. They meet you at the same height, but they look at you, and these like eyes with black irises and red pupils like stare into you, stare in your heart, and you like turn around and like you bend the knee and you fall over. But having accepted your fate and understanding that there is no changing the past, you pass. Go ahead and make me a DC 15 intelligence save with advantage. Add a D4 to it as well.
Natural 20.
Bruh.
You like there is a feeling of empowerment. You see that the light like kind of glows, and you just feel this like sense of like calm. It's almost as if you feel the spray of the ocean water across your cheek, as you kind of
Cheeks.
both cheeks, fully ready to go,
Clapping in
wave
the wind.
water style. Just but with that natural 20, you accept, and I will give you a you are awarded a inspiration.
Hey.
Now you're able to use that at a later date. You dip your head out of the water, fully conscious and clear. You see that this purplish light, flame alights, and there's one. Durgash, You see this happen. What do you do? How do you act? How do you respond?
Well, I know that we don't really need to breathe, so
I think
just kind of.
I think the way Mr. Hall kind of exits that vision is pulling his head out of the water. Oh wow, I couldn't breathe in there.
Could
Yeah, you have to hold your breath, otherwise the hallucinations aren't as vivid.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Right, no, we
you
do
guys
need to
heard
breathe.
you
Yeah,
guys
do
have
need to
heard of
breathe. You don't need to eat.
asphyxiation.
You don't need to eat. That's
Right,
what it is.
Okay.
You do need to draw breath.
Okay.
That stops you
So
guys
I
from walking
burst out of
underwater
the,
for like
the
miles.
scene pool, gasping for breath. But
what happened?
Just I saw stuff that's kind of personal to me, and I would just say, try to accept it, whatever it is that you end up seeing.
Sounds simple enough.
Yeah. Sometimes those are the hardest things. Yeah. But
Cool.
Good luck. You got this. And I slap him on the back and I give him guidance.
It's like one of those sort of awkward slaps where
The pep
Durgesh
talk.
is just like,
Come on, Durgesh. I'm half your size. You get used to it.
Slaps your ass cheeks.
just straight up.
I slap him on the ass. Go get him.
There's another clap sound that reverberates.
A
through
real
the
clap.
and Durgesh goes and pushes their mane back a little bit and shoves their head into the water.
You are taken back to a much simpler time. You find yourself in a village. There seems to be these moments of yelling and shouting and screaming as just you see this little tiny girl wrapped up, bound to a pike. And she's like screaming and she's sobbing. What she says is unintelligible. It's a little bit hazy. But you see that there's like cries for help. And you see this like what appears to be this like priest with like bloodshot eyes and a crazed look screaming about some kind of sin that this little girl committed, and she is to be put to death. Otherwise, her family in this village will be cursed forever. You see that some villagers are buying it. You see a lot of them are not. And you find yourself here. You go ahead and roll me a history check.
That one.
You look and you see like a person next to
Yeah.
you, and like they look so familiar to you. But as soon as you even try to think about it, it hurts. Your head
You a
hurts.
Cleric from? Do I know you from? Where?
They look at you and they speak garbled. Everything is a little bit more hazy for you. The only clear thing that you see is like that girl and that priest. What do you do?
Interesting. Okay. I feel like he definitely moves closer to the girl, but he keeps like having this feeling of wanting to look back and talk to some of the people around him, though he can't really see who they are, and it certainly is sort of confusing, but in the end he follows this more primal urge to help those who he thinks needs help, and he goes to try and save the girl. Specifically, he rushes the stand, jumps on there, decapitates the guy, cuts the girl loose, and then tries to jump over and sprint past the guards that form, and
You
doesn't quite work.
you see that you run, you jump, you draw your sword, and you look at your sword. It is much different than the rusty swords you have now. It is gleaming with this light and this energy that you have not seen before. And you go and just like in a quick motion, just lob this dude's head off. You see he falls to the knee. Blood starts spurting from his neck, and this little girl that gets sprayed with blood freaks out. You take the sword, cut the binds. You see that very cinematically, the priest drops the torch. The torch rolls over into the pike. The pike starts setting on fire, and you pull this little girl out of time. Your cape gets a little bit singed, and you like barrel roll, putting out the fire and like keeping this girl bundled up, and like you just pick her up and you start running. Is there as you like look around, you like lift it up, and you go and you open your cloak again, and the girl is not there, and you look around, the memory changes. It's this time you start thinking about that person that you saw, that you swore that like you knew them. They look so familiar, but every time, do you wish to focus on that more, or do you wish to, what do you want to do? You're in this point where it seems like you're able to kind of traverse your memories of what is kind of there for you, but it comes with some kind of cost. There's a feeling of like, I can see these, but I need to be careful, because if I don't either follow or I reject something bad might happen. Like Lumos was talking that this is some kind of test for your mental fortitude.
So like how bad?
What do you want to think about?
Because I feel like on one hand, just because of the limit of memories, like I feel like it is probably the most truthful thing for him to think about how he died.
You see that these memories start to recoalesce again. You are in what appears to be this kind of house. It's very large. You could tell that it wasn't like a house living in. It's like a house for storage. You remember hearing something garbled about investigation, finding someone, searching for them, finding a way, and you just remember there's like a box, and this as you kind of are looking around and figuring it out, you go look in this box, and you just see it's like a bunch of powder, and you see that there's like stones in there that kind of you don't really understand nor get, and you kind of like digging through, but in digging through, you throw this box a little bit to the side where it teeters, and you hear the words.
Oh, I totally pour it out.
You pour out the contents, and in doing so, there's like a very fragile stone in there, and it just like drops and shatters, and time slows, and you can see a clear visage of what appears to be some kind of humanoid figure. You could tell that they have blonde hair and red features, but they're still at that point looking they still look so familiar, but yet you can't recall. Go ahead and give me an intelligence save.
Do you want to add the D4 to that?
I think I do. Okay, so that's a 10.
With a 10, you try to unlock and you can kind of like hear kind of garbled under like someone's trying to say something underwater. It's like, Durgash, stop digging. Stop digging.
Wow.
Stop digging. Stop digging. And you see that this thing cracks and it explodes. And I ask you, as Durgash, do you accept this fate?
Um, I feel like just the answer is definitely like no.
You choose not to accept this fate, and you
Like, or in the very least, he definitely has the feeling that like he wants to fight it, or he wants to contest it. Like, this was a mistake he made, and a very dumb one at that, and it cost him everything.
having felt that, the want to change
Your fate.
the chance to change your fate,
Would he?
there is a psychic shock that goes through your mind. You can feel like your brain kind of recoiling at the ultimately the rejection of what is the past. Yet there is something that still persists. You feel like someone is striking you with lightning 1,000 times over, yet you still stand.
Mental conditioning.
And go ahead and give me a Constitution check.
Just check.
Safe.
That is a synth 20.
A synthetic 20. You, though your physical body like ultimately like deteriorated and like was blown to bits, like something about it, whether it was your essence, caused you to remain. There was something about whether it is the rejection of ultimately what happened, your unwillingness to die, or your literally your fighting spirit, and you see that like your sword starts like glowing like in this this insane color, and you see like you feel like there's this pull of yourself like towards your sword as you like in your mind's eye you take this sword and you like hold it and grip it tight in your hand, and you are not letting go. You emerge from the water, sword in hand, and you still see that sword is still very rusty, but you can kind of see that it has a weird twinge to it, like a weird glow. And it's at this point that you see the second flame alight. Both of you, fortunately, pass. And that is where we're going to have to end our first episode of this wonderful new campaign. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars.
Woo, baby, let's go.
I'm excited. I'm
That's what I'm talking about.
I was a little
Rate it 5
scared.
stars.
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Official Fun Show if you like us. Like I said, rate us 5 stars. Join our Discord. Speaking of Discord, what can we find on there, David?
The dankest of memes. You can smell it in the earth. You can smell it in the air.
Things that are,
Things
memes that
shit.
were, and memes that have yet to blow up.
The goal is to blow up and act like you
don't
knew
know
nobody. Speaking of blowing up, if they like us more than just joining our Discord, what can they also do to help support the podcast?
The spiritual audience would be able to support the podcast by not only checking out our Patreon, but also checking out our TikTok. Patreon, buy us a cup of coffee. If you like what you heard, did you have fun today? Then maybe consider giving us $1. That said, on TikTok, you can actually influence the outcomes of a small adventuring party of a bongo-playing dragon, a sword-swallowing human, and a pet rock. Check out that TikTok.
Heck yeah. Anything that anyone would like to plug or shout out? Any plugs?
My plug is Arcade Fire. They've got a couple good albums.
My plug today is an album by Logic called The Incredible True Story. I've been listening to it a couple times today to get in the spacefaring headspace.
And I'd like to shout out, honestly, DM prepping and using stuff that you had before. Lifesaver. It's fun. Also, it's a refresher when you have new characters come into it. It's really sick, and I'm not.
Reduce, recycle.
It's very good. My question for you all as we leave you:
Ooh.
nuts and bolts, or butts and holes?
Cock and balls.
Yes. Yes. Any answer, Paul?
Oh.
Hold.